Hello there. How are you doing? Hope you're doing wonderful today. Welcome to RLCraft episode 3. As you can see, we are back and we've got quite a lot that we need to get done in today's episode. So now I'm coming back to doing that sort of 3 goals per episode kind of thing, at least for this episode. See how that goes. Episode 1 is we're going to be building a base for our villagers. So we're going to go and build a little bit further away from here because it's quite cold in this area and I'd rather be in a more temperate climate. Thing number 2 is we're then going to move the villagers into said base. So I haven't planned it. I've done no planning for this series. We're going in kind of blind. And then goal number 3 is we're going to clear the floating house of the spookies and the monsters and whatever's at the top of it because I want the loot. And also, I think there's some good building resources inside the floating house, namely those redstone lamps. Now, before we go and do any of that important stuff that we just discussed, I think it's important that we first go and look for an area because I don't think this area is going to cut it. Quite frankly, we're going to do a little bit of exploring. We're going to have a little look around. We're just going to see if there's a good spot for us to plant our base. Now, it can't be too far away. If we go too far, it's going to be a pain to get the villagers over there. I was thinking this general area is not too bad. So, I think this area is okay. I don't think it's perfect, but if we travel too far, the villagers are just going to be a pain to move. So I think what we'll do is we'll kind of cover up some of this water, I think. Grab a bunch of dirt and we'll cover up that water. Yeah, okay. So, the first thing of the episode, we are going to clear up this area and make it good enough to bring the villagers in once we've built our base. But we do actually need to get to a point where we can even so much as think about building a base. I'm going to grab a bunch of dirt. I'm going to eyeball this because I don't really want to plan in this series. I kind of just want to freeball everything and see how builds go on. So I'll see you guys once we have a nice flat area to build on. Okay, I'm temporarily back. I've made a friend. His name is Pixon, and he just kind of follows me around and gives me positive buffs. I've no idea who this dude is, but I'm so here for this. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention. I was made aware after the last episode that this exists. So apparently there are quests in this game, and I've done some of them. Like I've done this one, I think. Oh no, I've done this one, which gets me something. I've also done this one, which gets me a dwarven beard. So we can just click claim all here, and it gives us, like, I think they're hats. Which, if we click this button and then this button, we can stick them in here. This is like a personal storage for them, and they go on our face. I look stupid. Or this one. That one looks more applicable. I have gone through all of the quests that I have completed, and we got a good few hats. What does this look like? It looks kind of stupid with the iron helmet on. What does this look like? I don't think that's necessary. That looks ridiculous. Okay. Not going to be wearing any of those, but that's still cool. No! Yes! Look at him go! Look at the Pixen! He's like, I'm not standing for that. No. No, he hit the Pixen. No! Ah! Another one! Okay, I'm back, and I have flattened out a decent sized area. It's not going to be a particularly big build, so I don't have to worry about doing too much. Next thing I need to do is actually to start building. So we're going to come over here. We're going to empty up our inventory a little bit. We're going to bring our furnace over here because I do want at least part of the build to be made of stone brick. Kind of like that. To be fair, we could just take that building apart. I also want a horse. So let's go and find us a horse. But no, you will be my friend. You legally have to. Yes! So now we can go like this. It's not a bad horse. Yeah, it's quite a good horse. How high does it jump? Ooh, it's quite a good jump too. Okay, we have a horse. Where was we? First thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to demolish this building. Because a lot of the resources here are the resources that I want to build out of. I do want this spruce wood, so we are going to grab that. I'm going to demolish this. And I think we're going to do this as a time lapse, actually, because it is quite the monolith. Let's just get time lapses, shall we? Okay, I am back. And I have two things to note. Thing number one, I got to attack A. So I am now able to wield iron weapons. So that's nice. Second thing is this is the fruit of my labor. I'm going to be honest, it's a little bit less than I was hoping to get. We only got 2 and about half stacks of stone brick, which isn't great, all things considered. I'm a little bit upset with how little we got, but we did get enough to make a good start on this build. So, the goal now is we're actually going to do some building. We're going to get a nice little build done. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, we have got the general structure finished. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this so far. I think it looks quite nice, all things considered. It's lacking some finishing touches, but pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with how this build has come out. Now, I'm going to quickly add the finishing touches. We're going to see what this thing is going to look like when it's finally done. So with one quick spin. And this is the final build. I've added a little stables for our horses in instead of it being in this pit. So we've got little stables. I've added a chair. This is like a little workbench. So this is like an area that I can go and I can do some working. I've added some flower pots under the window. If we go on inside and head down here to where the villagers are going to be held, we've got a nice little area. Now each of the villagers are going to kind of be indented in the wall. So I'll be able to trade with them with ease. But that's going to be for later in the episode because we're going to bring the villagers in after we've gone and sorted out the weird flying house thing. So, let's head on over there, shall we? I'll meet you guys over at the weird floating house thing. Right, I know I said that I was going to meet you guys over there, but I have just realized that we can craft something called a handle. And when you craft that, you can craft different weapons. So, if we go and grab another piece of iron, apparently, if I arrange it in That oughta... Oh, yeah, we get a saber. Look at us. We are ready to do some damage. So the saber does damage absorption, chest bonus damage, and sweeping 1. It does 4 damage. So I was battling between using a saber and using one of these. So a halberd. Because halberd kind of looks fancy. It costs a lot of iron and costs a pole, which is very expensive. But we quickly just turn all these iron blocks into this. So if we take that out, we could have this giant halberd, and that would look really cool. So I think we're going to take them both with us. And we're going to see which one we prefer. But now I will see you guys over there. I'm back. And I may, or may not, have forgot to press start recording. So that's a pro gamer move. I'm good at this, I promise. I died to a weird flying thing. Let me get the chat open. Look, Duckboy Games doomed to fall by rock. Bloody is what he did. Bloody But we have gone through here and we have cleared out and lit up pretty much every floor. To my knowledge, it is every floor. Now I think if I go out here, here's my stuff. I think all of the important stuff survived. Okay, not all of the important stuff survived. Some of it still fell. And it fell down in that direction. So we head back down. Whoosh! Yo! Whee! Oh yeah, look at all my stuff. It's like everywhere. Bones there. I promise those bones were not from me. A little bit of sugar from the witches. But yeah, it was quite the fight, and I'm very disappointed in myself for forgetting to press record. My shield. This is the bit that I was most after. I forgot my trousers. Has anyone seen my trousers? How far can a pair of iron trousers go? It's not as if they just grew legs and walked away. Although, if anything was to grow legs and walk away, that's probably the most likely. Ah, you know what? There's a quick fix for this. That man is entirely made out of iron. Uh-oh. I know what I'm doing, I promise. I'll shake his trousers. Boom. Thank you for the trousers. We're going to go through. We're going to collect as many of the important and useful resources as we can get our grubby mitts on. There's no block there. Ooh. Kind of a cool thing to find. This floor is kind of huge. It's got an infinite water source. It's got crops. Namely melons. There's a lot in this area that I kind of want. So I'm thinking of possibly migrating our base. Yeah. We'll keep the whole thing that we spent the rest of the episode building, but I'm thinking of moving my permanent residence to this tower. Because it's got so much good stuff and it's very defendable. You know, nothing can really get up here except flying mobs. Let me know down below what you guys think. Should we move our personal place of residence to the fancy tower? Or should we stay where we are and just harvest the resources from here? Either way, I'm happy with what happens. Let me know down in the comments below. That looks like a fancy zombie. He's dead all the same. We lost our fancy recall potion. So I'm going to wait until day. And then I'm going to head home. And we can begin on the final step of today's episode. I mean, you guys, back at home. Oh, home sweet home. At last. Boy, am I glad to be back. We're actually able to do some silly things here. Namely, we can make one of these. And actually use it. Next goal is Iron Axe, which is going to require us to get Gathering 8. And then we can start turning our attention to getting Diamond level of stuff. Yes, so supposedly, from what I've read, you can pick things up, pick mobs up. Now I need to find a mob to test it on. Sheep, okay. I'm sorry, what have I done to deserve that one? In other news, I did learn that you actually can pick up mobs, because I picked up that sheep, I'm pretty sure. Really leave me alone. I'm innocent, I promise. This has got to be a different Jengu, surely. You missed. You can't aim. You suck. Look, I probably shouldn't be insulting that man, even though I just died to a Jengu because I wasn't paying attention. Quick, 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 quick. Crouch. Please, crouching. Ah! Yeah, you got yourself stuck in a tree, didn't you? Where was we? Sheep! In my hand! Okay, now we need to check if you can do that with villagers. I didn't grab my food, which means my food is still on the ground somewhere over here. Or one of the sheep ate all of my pork chops. Sheep eat pork chops? No, they don't. We ask the most important questions here on the Duck Boy Games channel. Oh, you can't pick villagers up. How are we gonna get this villager over there? Hi, mister. In the boat. Oh, stuck on the fence. Oh, there we go. That's how we're getting him there then. We need to get at least 2. Because then what we can do is we can just breed those 2 up. Right, that will get him low enough. Let's just see how far this gets us. Okay, that's gone well. We're about to be in open water. That couldn't have gone smoother. Well, I mean, it probably could have done, but you know. What I'm going to very temporarily create a hole. I'm then going to connect via this water. Wow, the plants are really fast acting on this game, aren't they? Okay. Ah! I fell out. This block? Is this what's stopping us? Yes, it was. Welcome to your new home. Lovely. Okay. All I gotta do is go and get some more. The skill issue. Boom. 2 friends. Fill that back in, and we now have villagers. We can craft an iron door. And this will let them out of their sort of horrible existence in those boats. You need building 4 for that? One moment. And I'm back. And as you can see, we have building 4. So now, we can place this bad boy down. Lovely stuff. Let's empty up our inventory by placing a whole bunch of beds. You are free. And you are free. Good job, guys. Here's some bread. Oh, he consumed the bread. He has it now. So hopefully, baby villagers. Right, well, I'm going to leave them to do their thing and make more villagers because we need more villagers. And I'm going to end off this episode, guys. I do hope you have enjoyed. I certainly have. This has been a lot of fun. This is by far the biggest video project I've done ever on the channel in terms of raw time spent recording. This video has taken multiple hours across the span of about an entire week. I started working on this video on Monday the 10th. It is now Saturday the 15th. And we are just finishing up this episode. So, yeah, pretty big stuff. But that's how I'm going to be recording Enchanted Hollows Season 3, which I'm very happy to announce. Enchanted Hollows Season 3 begins